Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Film Frenzy. And this week is Christmas, so happy Christmas! And we have a Christmas special this week because of being Christmas. I'm one of your hosts, Nick.
And Grant. Merry Christmas, everybody.
All right, this week it was Grant's agree to disagree, so I'll let him take it away.
Yeah, so this week it hurt me. I'm not gonna lie. I was looking through the Rotten Tomato scores, and this wasn't like a movie that was like bottom 5 or top 5, but I wanted it to be Christmas themed. And I found that Fred Claus was at 25% on Rotten Tomato.
Well, this low.
That killed me. And I don't know if it's because of my family background. It was always a family movie. Like, we put that on every year. Like, it was the go-to movie, probably one of the first ones we watched. But Fred Claus was filmed in 2007, and obviously it's a Christmas movie, comedy, with Vince Vaughn and Paul Gianti. I think that's his name.
I think that's how you pronounce it.
Directed by David Dopkins. And like I said, it's 25%. Ridiculous. Basically, it's a boy named Fred, and they're in, like, I don't even know what time period it is at the time with...
I don't know if it's before Christ or after Christ.
Yeah.
It's the birth of St. Nicholas.
Yeah. So, it's pretty far back. And basically, Fred is so excited. He has this little brother named Nicholas. And, Nicholas is he's a weird dude, but he's super nice. Like, he gets Christmas gifts, obviously it's not Christmas yet. He gets birthday gifts, and he goes to the local orphanage, and he gives them all his gifts and everything, and Fred kind of gets upset because his mom, wants him to be more like Nicholas. And that's just not who Fred is. Like, Fred is still nice, it's just he's not Nicholas. And so Nicholas decides to create this time period to give presents. And he goes outside and he cuts down Fred's favorite tree to bring it inside, which gets Fred really upset because his best friend, who's a bird, lives in the tree, and the bird never comes back. And so that was kind of like the final straw for Fred, and Fred became hating his brother. And then they kind of pan to them being old, or not old, but middle-aged. And Nicholas becomes a saint and becomes Santa Claus. And Fred is just basically living his normal life as this 40-year-old in New York City. And, it kind of goes to this whole thing where Fred's not great with money. He needs money. He gets arrested. He needs to be post bail. And there's this business opportunity where he needs $40,000. So he calls his brother, Santa Claus, and he's like, hey, can you wire me over money for bail? And his brother's like, yep, Merry Christmas. And then it's just going to be the end of it. But then Fred asks for the other $50,000 for his business opportunity. So at this point, Nick is like, his wife's like, you can't keep giving in to him. I know you're, and he's like, I'm a saint. It's hard for me not to help people out. So Nick agrees to post Fred's bail, and the only way he's going to get the other $50,000 is if he comes to the North Pole and works with them. So he comes to the North Pole, he's working with them. There's this inspector who, he's trying to shut down Christmas. He's part of the board for holidays. So he's the head. They see over the Tooth Fairy and Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny and all those holiday people. And they keep saying that, Christmas, everybody is getting greedier and greedier and they want more and more, and Santa can't keep up with it. So they're trying to shut Santa down. And basically things go wrong because of the whole Fred and Nick thing, and then it goes on to where they shut down Christmas. And Fred kind of clicks for him, where he realizes how much Nick has done for him, and he saves Christmas basically because Nick can't do it. And then after that, it's just, your typical happy ending. And first off, it's a great movie. The fact that it's 25% is insane. You're looking at me like, yeah, maybe, but I don't get, 75% or higher, that's good for me. It's not a 100% movie.
No, nothing's gonna be 100% movie.
Well, Halloween is for me. Each person has their own 100% movie. But when I'm thinking of Christmas, and like I said, it might be biased because my family loves this movie. We watch it all the time. I love Vince Vaughn.
Mm-hmm.
I love the way he like rambles on, where he's like, he just confuses everybody and himself, and it just works.
Mm-hmm.
I love it when he's like, people help the people, and then he fights like 50 Santa Clauses. Like, the movie's funny. It's got a good feeling at the end. It has a comfort of family and Christmas, but it's also funny at the same time. And I cannot believe that it's at 25%. I mean, Nick, you've seen this movie, like...
Yeah, I mean, I agree it should be higher. I mean, I think Vince Vaughn is especially known for his, like you said, his rambling. And, like, every movie he's in, he just, at one point goes on this tangent that I don't even think any of the actors know what the hell he's talking about or anything like that. He just keeps going and going, and then he stops, and he's like, that's it. And, I mean, it has a good moments in it, and I mean, you never really know why the critics, I mean, we weren't there, we don't know why the critics would have said it was that low. I mean, and it's funny to see Vince Vaughn, I mean, it was in that kind of role and stuff like that because, you know, he's mostly known for his romance comedies, I would say.
I was going
like,
to say he's
not
the
like
ladies' man.
Not like a rom-com kind of thing. I did enjoy him in Freaky. That was a good one.
I would say a rom-com because he's like that one with Jennifer Aniston when they live in the same house together. Dodgeball's all about the girl. Yeah. I mean, I know that it's still a rom like
yeah.
And then Wedding Crashers.
Yep.
And Four Christmases,
yep.
Which is another Christmas movie he does.
Yep.
Like all those are his type of movie. Yep. But yeah, the 25% honestly it killed me. I mean, like. I was thinking of a lot of other Christmas because the other one I saw in there that I almost did instead of this was Christmas with the Cranks. Like, I'm not going to tell you what the rating for that was, but just like your personal opinion. You've seen it, right?
Yep.
What would you like rate that on a scale from 1 to 100?
I would rate that. I'm going to be honest, I'm not a fan of that movie. The reason I'm ranking it, I'm going to rank it at a 40. And I'm only ranking the high because it's Tim Allen.
Yeah,
I like Tim Allen.
But Tim Allen's funny. Like, the thought of it's their first Christmas without their kid.
So they say, screw it.
Yeah, and they go on cruises. And then the daughter's coming home. And then Ben, the guy from Ghostbusters, his name's Ben, right?
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Not Feckman. Can't think of his name.
He's in Trading Places.
Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah, not Ben. Dan Aykroyd's in it, and he's like the guy who's like big on Christmas in the neighborhood. He's like, you need to put up your
frosty.
Yeah,
yep.
It's funny. Like, I like.
I think it kind of loses, you know, at the end when that old guy reveals that he's Santa Claus, and you're just like, what? Yeah, watch it. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. The guy who offers him an umbrella says, I think you need an umbrella, and he goes, no.
I think about the old man across the street.
No, the old man that says, do you need an umbrella? And he goes, no. And he goes, I think you do. And then it starts pouring.
I think you meant the old man across the street.
No, and then he shows up at the party, and he's like, hi, everybody. He starts naming people, and they're like, did you invite him? And like everybody's like, no, I didn't invite this guy. Who is he?
No, that's why I was so confused, because I thought you meant the old man across the street. And I was like, he definitely wasn't Santa Claus. He was a grump. But that is rated 5%. And, like, it's not one of my top favorites, but, like, I personally like it better than A Christmas Story.
Yeah, I think that one's very overrated.
I don't like The Christmas Story.
I like certain aspects of The Christmas Story, but, I mean, we could always get into that another time. We could do a debate episode if everybody's interested in that.
Yeah, we can always do it. I mean, we're trying to do What Did You Watch every other week and then a segment every other. So if you guys have any other ideas for our segments every other week, let us know. Yeah, so I personally, I thought it was BS. Fred Claus, that's a disgrace to that movie. It's funny. Lots of good actors, funny moments. I'm going to personally give it a 75%. Like I said, it's not my top tier Christmas movie. And also, I'm like, if I had to rank Christmas movies on other movies, Christmas isn't at the top for me anyway.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm giving it a 75%. But if I were going off of Christmas movies, I'm probably giving it like an 80.
Yeah.
So, Yeah, this was his idea for the skit this week, so I'm going to let him explain it to you, and we're going to dive right into that.
Yeah, so we came up with this idea where, you don't really know us that much. We're 4 episodes in, and I figured that a good segment, because, it's Christmas and everybody's giving cheer, that we'd give you our top 10 favorite Christmas movies, because, that's how you kind of know, like, what kind of movies do we actually like. Most people already know we like horror movies and stuff like that, but...
And that is what we like the most.
Yeah.
But honestly, like, in my top 5 movies of all time, I think only one of them are horror.
Yeah, I'd say maybe 2 for me.
Yeah, I think I have a lot
one of them is on this list. So.
I have a lot of them are Leonardo DiCaprio movies on my top 5. So, he gives great movies. So
he does.
I don't know if you want to do, like, we'll say one at a time and go back and forth. Like, we'll say our honorable mention, and then we'll both say our 10 slot.
Yeah, I think if we just do...
Instead of one of us running the whole way.
Yeah, I think we just say one after another, and then, give a brief segment on, like, why. Like, why is it there on your list?
Yeah.
For my honorable mention, I had Elf. It's not in my top 10 because I do like Will Ferrell movies. Step Brothers. Step Brothers is one of a classic movie. He has a lot of Daddy's Home. But Elf for me is just a little too much. I understand why people love it. It has its funny moments, when he goes to pet up the raccoon and the 5 food groups of sugar cane and everything like that. Like, it has its funny moments, but for me, it was a little too much. Look at me, and it just...
I also think it might be higher on your list if it wasn't overplayed. It was the most popular movie for, like, 9 or 10 years.
Yes.
So.
And I was overplayed in my house by...
it's your mom's favorite movie.
Yes, it's my mom's favorite movie. Very quotable.
My mom's favorite was the Heat Miser claymation ones.
Okay.
Maybe looking at my list, this is a surprise for both of us. My honorable mention, which is not a popular one. Well, it might be, but it's not usually on everybody's top favorites. I have The Night Before with Seth Rogen. I love that movie. I think it is so funny, and I love it when he's, like, in the church with his, like, Star of David shirt. And he's like, we didn't do that. That wasn't us. Then he went while he was hiding, and he was like, I'm gonna fight that baby. Like, the movie's just funny. Like,
it is,
and the great acting, great. Yep. It was, the storyline was funny, and like I said, it's not like Christmas. It's not like overwhelming of Christmas. It's just it's during Christmas. So that's my honorable mention.
Number 10 for me, I had The Polar Express.
I'm going to be honest, it's not even on my list.
And that is the only animated that's on my list because a lot of people I know don't like The Polar Express because the animation is a little creepy because it's a very old film.
Yeah.
But also I'm very impressed at Tom Hanks and the multiple characters that he plays throughout that whole movie.
Yeah.
He plays like 10 or 11. I'm pretty sure he plays like 10 or 11 different characters.
I also love how not the conductor, but the train guy.
The Korean, yep.
Yeah. He looks like Tom Hanks.
Oh no! Yep, not the conductor.
Yeah, the train hand or whatever. Yeah, he looks like Tom Hanks. Yeah. Like, that's just done so well. Yeah, considering how old it is.
It's a good story about how, like, as you get on the train, you get 2 letters, and you don't know what your word is on your ticket, and then at the end, you figure out your lesson that this train ride's trying to teach you.
Yeah.
And it's a good message, and it has its funny moments, and, when the trail derains and he does the 360 with the train to put it back on the trail.
I was like when they pull the guy's beard.
Yep, when the caribou move out of the way, yep. And that's why it was my number 10.
My number 10 is another one like The Night Before.
Oh. Is it The Office Christmas Party or something?
Nope. Bad Santa.
Okay,
Billy Bob Thornton. It's funny. Like, it's just one of those, like, out-of-pocket Christmas movies that, like, it's like, oh, here's Christmas, happy family. It's like the raunchy side of Christmas of, like, this is what trash does on Christmas. So, yeah, Billy Bob Thornton, funny guy. It's the kid from Sandlot 2 or something like that. Or Sandlot 3, one of them. Yeah. And he's just this little fat kid who thinks Billy Bob Thornton is actually Santa, even though he's just railing his mom. Like, that's all it is. Like, It's so funny. So, that's my number 10.
Number 9, I had Daddy's Home 2. I absolutely...
That's a hot pick.
I absolutely love Daddy's Home 2.
In a Christmas list, that's a hot pick.
I mean, it takes part in Christmas.
It does. I'll agree.
And I absolutely love this movie because I love the way that they pertain the dads. Like when Mel Gibson shows up and Will Ferrell's just like, oh my god. He's like a god. And then I love the ending when they find out that Sully is his new stepdad, and he's like, "You're not my dad." He like runs away, and he's like, "Brad, stop being a sissy." It's just a classic. And I love the little girl when she shoots the turkey, and then they go to the hospital, and she's like, "I shot a man in a turkey. Guess which one died?" And I'm just like,
it is funny. Classic. I mean, it's a funny movie. I didn't even think about it.
And then you just randomly have John Cena show up at the end just to be the stepdad or the real dad.
It's too soon to mention John Cena.
I know.
Dude lost his final match. That's so sad.
That's my number 9.
My number 9 is very violent. It's also placed at nighttime. Got myself Violent Night with Hopper from Stranger Things. And I love it when the little girl like kills a guy. And she's like, I home alone him. Santa's like, yeah, you killed him. Like, he's dead. Like,
and I love that part because he has no idea what Home Alone is. So he's like, I don't know what that means.
Yeah, and she's like cheering because she thinks she just beat this guy up. The dude's dead. Like, there's blood everywhere.
Yeah, and I mean, I loved it because they showed you Home Alone how it should have been. Like, they should have been killed.
Yeah. So that was my number 9. I thought it was I love that movie.
My number 8, Christmas Vacation.
Dude, you're gonna piss some people off today.
I know. I love the movie. I mean, it's funny, and now that I've worked construction, I see everything that he does wrong throughout the whole movie, and it bothers me. Like when he's upstairs in the attic and he's walking on not the beams but just the drywall, like that. You're just asking to fall through the floor.
Oh, he does, doesn't he?
Yeah, he doesn't walk on the beams. He walks on the drywall.
No, but it does fall through, doesn't it?
Yeah, he does fall through. And then. When he's like, who told him that stapling the lights to the roof was the smart idea? Like, that's horrible.
Yeah. But the good news is they do that, and then something bad does happen. It's not like they're just like, oh, he's just going to get away with it.
Yeah, and I mean, for me also, I feel like that movie's overplayed a little bit, and that's why it's lower on my list. It's so overplayed. Like, I love the movie. It has, Cousin Eddie, he's my favorite character in that movie, just Cousin Eddie. Shitter's full. And he's like, oh, yeah, she got kicked in the eyes. She got kicked in the head by a donkey and fixed her eyes. It's just classic. That's the only reason I put it low. It's overplayed. Everybody quotes it.
Yeah. Well, when you have a good movie, I mean, that's just what happens. Like, my number 8 is The Santa Claus.
Wow.
With Tim Allen. It's a great movie. I mean, I like the movies above it, but I mean the play on words of like there's a clause to the Santa Claus, and if something happens, like the other ones they kind of stretch it out after a while, and I like the one with Jack Frost.
Yeah.
But like just the original of he scares the original Santa Claus, and now there's like theories that like the elves were planning on this Santa Claus dying, and that they were scouting out Tim Allen this whole time because they're like throughout the movie before this there's elves like all over the place. So great movie. Love that movie. Tim Allen's great. So, number 8 for that one.
My number 7 is the Santa Claus movie.
I respect it.
I mean, I love the movie. I love Tim Allen as an actor. I mean, it's just one of those things where they do really well at... He doesn't know if everything was a dream, and then he slowly starts to realize, like, he actually is Santa Claus, like...
Starts putting on the weight.
Like everything kind of makes sense when he wakes up because like Trudy was their waitress. They met an elf named Trudy, and like everything was kind of like okay, it lines up. It was a dream, and just like, and that's why I liked it.
Yeah. My number 7, which I know it's on your list somewhere. Can you guess what it is?
I don't know.
The Gremlins. And Dad, this one's for you. It is a Christmas movie.
It is.
He gets it on Christmas. They eat Christmas cookies. It's snowing. Like, what more do you want from a Christmas movie? So, now, about the Gremlins, though, it's a great movie. I mean,
It is.
it mixes the horror with the Christmas aspect, and it's a top-tier movie. I mean, all the way around. Even when it's not Christmas, you can watch it. Like, It's a great movie. So, I'm guessing it's on yours somewhere.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
For number 6, I have Santa Claus 2.
Wow. Wait, the second one.
Yes.
Is that the one with Jack Frost?
No, the second one where he's got to get Mrs. Claus.
I have that. That's like maybe like 20th on my list.
Really? I love the second one more.
I love the first one, the third one, and then the second one.
Like, I love, what's his name? I can't think of his name. The one with the glasses. Oh my god. It's Bernard and...
Yeah, well, the other one...
It starts with a C or something.
Yeah, he's only in it for one of them.
Yeah, he's in for 2. Bernard's in for 2 of them, and then he's in for 2 of them, because he's in the second and third one. But I love how serious the beginning is when the plane's flying over, and they're just like, going to ElfCon 2, and screaming stuff, and then they're like reading the cards to him, and he's like, I gotta get married. And then, I love Roy, Tooth Fairy.
Yeah.
He's like, something, in Roy. And he's like, Roy!
I thought all of them came together in the third one, though.
What? All the council?
Yeah.
No, they're in the second one, too.
But Jack Frost is only in the third.
Yeah, he's only the third one. But I love the second one because the Tooth Fairy's like, I want to be called Roy.
Yeah.
And the Cupid's like, yeah, who doesn't want to put their tooth underneath their pillow for some guy named Roy? And then Santa Claus is like, the Molinator.
Yeah, and it's just... I don't know. I like the third. I like when Jack Frost takes over. I mean...
Yeah.
I mean, the second one does have funny parts. It's just...
Yeah, and that's why it's number 6. I mean, it's got funny parts, and I love the aspect of him trying to find a wife, and...
I just saying the second one's better than the first one is diabolical to me.
I know.
That hurts me. Number 6, I'm going to get yelled at again.
Oh, no.
I have another Vince Vaughn.
Oh, no.
4 Christmases.
I mean,
it's funny.
It's pretty good.
Love it how he's like this, like, you know, the city guy, and his family is like these, like, rough farm boys, and they just beat up on him, and his real name's like Dallas or something.
Yeah.
Because they're named after the cities they're conceived in or something, and they fall off the roof and rip the wall. Like, it's just a funny movie. I love that movie. It's great. Vince Vaughn played as another great one in that great Christmas movie, and love interest, you know, all that. So, yep, that's my number 6.
For number 5, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, Jim Carrey's version. I absolutely love that movie. I mean, I love Jim Carrey's acting, and the fact that he had to go through real torture treatment to even wear the mask and stuff because it was that painful and stuff is just funny enough. And I love, like, the scenes where, I don't know if anybody knows because I'm a behind the scenes kind of guy, the scene where he rips the tablecloth from underneath the table. Everything was supposed to fall off that table, but he ended up doing it perfectly, so that's why in the movie he goes back to the table and just starts flopping on it, smashing everything off the tables because he didn't mean to do it that good.
Yeah.
And I love that part, and just the comedic of, like, when she's like, I choose the Grinch, and he's like, me?
And, like...
And then he's like, loser.
You can't name another movie that has that many quotable things.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can...
That's it. I'm not going.
Yeah. Like, that movie has so many quotable things.
I cannot cancel again.
Yeah, it's great. Like,
and I love the echo.
Jim Carrey. I'm guessing is not on your list, but how did you feel about the newest animated one? I didn't mind that. It was
all right.
It wasn't my top 10, but
yeah,
I liked it. Like,
I did.
It was one of the better Grinches that they made. But it was kind of funny to see, like, a goofier side. Like, it wasn't so serious.
Yeah.
But
and he curses in that movie.
Which one? The
live action Grinch.
Yeah.
He says bitch.
Yeah.
He said, let's see what this bitch can do.
And I love it when he's driving around the mini car and it
he's
blows
like,
up and he's like...
Yeah.
My number 5, you know, because somebody has to make your mom happy. I have Elf.
Ooh.
And, I mean, I know what you mean by it's overplayed, but I truly see that because it's not just movies. Like, if you listen to the radio, if something is good and people like it, it is overplayed.
Yep.
And Will Ferrell's funny.
Yep.
I think it's a great movie. Yep. I love it when he pulls up the dress or whatever it says for a special someone, and he sends it to his dad.
I understand.
It's so funny, but we already talked about it, so we're just gonna move on from there.
Number 4, I'm gonna get a lot of controversy when I get to my top 3, but number 4 is Home Alone, and I mean, I absolutely love that movie. I mean, it's top 5 for a reason. It's classic. And I love just the aspect of a kid being stuck home, and he has to defend himself. And I mean, who doesn't love watching guys get injured by this kid that they're outsmarted by, and every aspect? And then it's a lot of good lessons in there. And then you have the random John Candy cameo as the Polka guy?
King.
Polka King.
Polka
he's
King
just like, you've never heard of
it?
You've never heard of it?
Yeah. Polka, yeah.
It's just a classic movie that I feel like it's played a lot, but it's not overplayed for the most part. I feel like Christmas Vacation and Elf get played a lot harder.
I'd say that Home Alone gets played just as much as them.
Yeah.
If not more.
Sometimes.
I mean, depending on the household.
Yeah.
I mean, that's another one. Tons of quotes.
Yes. Very quotable.
I mean, Nicholas will walk around. We'll be playing Xbox or something, or he'll just walk around and be like, "Wow, what a hole!"
Hey, that's the second one.
But still, like I'm talking about like those Home Alone quotes. You know what I mean? Like they're all quote except for after they get rid of Kevin McAllister.
Yeah.
We don't talk about those ones.
I mean, the third one isn't terrible. It's the fourth one that just...
It's just like Halloween if it wasn't associated with the other ones.
Like, it is funny, number 3, when he's the parrot, and he's like, I got a cracker for it, and he's like, double or nothing. And he's like, I only got one. He goes, shoot time. He just lights the fireworks off.
So, I'm not going to go too far into this one because I just talked about it, but Fred Claus I have as number 4.
I mean, that's understandable. You do really like the movie, so...
Yeah. I mean, it's great. Go watch it if you haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Top tier.
We already talked about this one on my list. Violent Night is number 3.
Wow.
Yeah. I absolutely love that movie. Just the whole aspect of Home Alone as a real-life thing is just top tier. And I love the fact that it wasn't just like oh no, Santa Claus can all of a sudden kill people. It's more of like he secretly back in the day was a warrior.
Yeah.
Made choices and now he's got to where he's at. And then I just love the aspect of like there's a lot of Christmas to it, like Christmas spirit I would say, because I love the scene where he's in the house and he's like, I just want to see Miss Claus again. And then his ring rolls right to the sledgehammer and he's like, oh yeah. And then it's just classic things like, I love when he breaks the fourth wall, when he shoves a grenade down the guy's pants and he runs away and he's like, I gotta watch. And then he turns around and watches the guy blow up. He's like, ho, ho, ho. And he like does the ho, 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 but like in a laughing manner. I was like, classic.
See, we went 2 different aspects. I added those to my list later because I still feel like Christmas is made to be family. Like,
yeah, it is family. Mom
no,
and Dad
but like,
get together.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So my number 3 is Christmas Vacation. And it's very wrong of you to put Clark that low on your list. Are you even American?
I am.
No, I don't think you are.
Hey.
That's awful.
Nope. It's my choice.
You never allowed to come over my shitters full.
Number 2 for me?
Gremlins.
Gremlins is number 2 for me. I absolutely love Gremlins. I love every aspect of Gremlins. It's just the fact that it's just, like Grant said, you can watch it all year round. It's Christmas based. I mean, he gets Gizmo as a present from his dad. The night takes part Christmas Eve, and I just love that. I love Gizmo. Gizmo is just one of my favorite characters ever. Even though he doesn't talk at all the whole movie except for the ending.
And
when he says bye, buddy.
I like villains.
And Stripe is hell of a villain.
Yeah, like
ruthless.
I love Tai Lang from Kung Fu Panda. I love Negan from The Walk. Like, I like villains.
Yep,
good villain. Because I think of a villain. If you hate a villain, then they should be your favorite because they played it so well.
And I just love the aspect that like they get weird with it with the gremlins. Like all of a sudden they go into the bar and there's gremlins dressed as women and
and there's a flasher,
and,
the nudist or whatever.
And then I love the fact that they all go to the movie theater just to watch the Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and they're all singing "Hi ho, hi ho."
Yeah,
as they kill him. And I just love, one of my favorite parts is when they're like, when they save his love interest, and she just comes out of left field with, yeah, this is 10 years ago today. My dad tried to go down our chimney and killed himself because he got his neck stuck. And they cut to Gizmo, and he's just wide-eyed, like, what did she just say?
And, like, I love the kills that, like, they stick one in a microwave and it blows up. Like, it's just creative. Yeah.
And Gizmo gets into his car, and he's like,
Number 2, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, Jim Carrey.
I wanted to do higher. It's a classic.
Yeah, and honestly, like, I mean, it's Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
The dude can just do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
So, like we already talked about it. I love that movie. And plus, they didn't try to overemphasize Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Like, it was the Grinch.
Yeah.
So, that was my number 2. Go ahead, pan me with your number 1, please.
You're going to hate me.
I know.
Home Alone 2.
Dude, what is wrong with you? You know what's funny? Your mom said the same thing.
What? Home Alone 2?
Was her favorite.
Yeah. I mean...
I have a lot of problem with that.
Why?
Number 1. They would never let a kid just walk on the plane because he said his dad was there.
You would back in those days.
No.
In the 80s, yes.
No.
There's no way. Nowadays, they'd be like, what's this kid doing here?
They're not doing it. Not without a ticket. And they should have been like, oh, well, that guy that went... Nobody gave us an extra ticket.
Yeah. I mean, there's little things.
Number 2, like the brick scene.
I love the brick scene.
They could have moved. Like, they didn't even try. Like, I felt like they were forcing the injuries.
Nah. Okay.
Because my number 1 is Home Alone 1.
Mm.
And that is a top tier movie. Because they took care of the small things. Like, did you know during the pizza scene when they spill the milk?
Yeah, they throw away his ticket.
Like, that's a small detail that they thought about. And then that explains why they didn't see the ticket not get counted.
Yep.
But Home Alone 2, like...
I just love Home Alone 2 because when they get to the house, they're like, we've been tricked once by this kid, let's not happen again. And then they're like, well, he's in a new house, he can't do this. And then he just does.
I like the first one better because he's on his home turf. It makes sense that he was able to put these traps together. It's this 10-year-old or however old he is, running around New York City, breaking and entering in buildings and all this other stuff, and he manages to do all this.
And uncles.
He breaks it. No, because he breaks in the toy store too.
Well, he knew about that.
But still.
He said sorry about that one.
But, like, my thing is, like, somehow this 10-year-old is doing all this in New York City.
Hey, man. He's good at what he does.
No. I'm not buying it.
No, I love that one.
I'm not buying it. There was something else, too, and I was like, it's still a good movie. But, like, for that to be above the first one by that much, that is diabolical.
It's only by 2.
It's too much. I don't even have that one on my list.
Number 2's hilarious.
And the other thing, there's this homeless lady that saves him.
Yeah, the bird lady.
And he walks up and goes, I'll give you a turtle dove. Do you know what happened in real life? She would have said, I'm homeless. You should have brought me food. No. Or you just stayed in the Plaza Hotel.
It's Christmas
movie. No. You just stayed in the Plaza Hotel and spent $10,000 and you won't let me stay there for a night. That's what that lady would have said. None of this other stuff like, we're going to be best friends forever. No. That didn't happen. Not realistic. I'm taking the first one any day of the week over 2.
I love 2. The brick scene's hilarious now.
I don't like to say this, but you're wrong. Harry, I'm coming in! Wow. What a hole. Yeah, see, he always says that one. Alright, well, now that we're done arguing about our top 10, please go in the comment section and tell us which one of us had a better list. I'm very curious on what you guys think, and maybe we're both wrong to you guys, and
probably,
yeah, which we probably are. And maybe you guys can give us your top 10 list, which, you know what? We're going to agree and say you're wrong, so.
Yep.
Without further ado, I'm going to let Nix introduce our main movie, which is
Bad Tidings. The movie was made in 2024, and I personally did not know any of the actors because it's a British film. I mean, if you guys know, the two main characters were Lee Mack and Chris McCausland. They are the main two actors in the movie that take place, which I had no idea who they were, and I saw it and thought it was very interesting. It starts off with Neil staring at his neighbor's lights in March, and it just irritates him because it's March. Christmas lights should not be up already. And then he goes over, confronts the neighbor, and then it cuts to August, and he still has the lights up. So Neil, this is not like his neighbor Scott at all. Accuses him of stealing his trash can, and Neil's just known as Petty because Scott actually tells him that all the neighbors call him Petty, Tom Petty. And he's like, no, that can't be right. And you also know that Neil's not the best dad. I mean, his daughter comes past him crying, and he's like, what's your problem?
Yeah, because he's so obsessed with...
Yeah, he's so obsessed with Scott that he's just like, what's your problem? And then he's like, because he told her not to go through the park, and she went through the park, and he's like, well, that's your problem. You went through the park. I told you not to.
And she got, like, jumped.
Yeah. You also find out that Stacy, at the beginning, has gotten out of jail. I forget what the gang's name was. You remember what the gang's name was?
No, I didn't write down.
But Stacy, at the head of one of the gang, this gang gets out of jail. Neil finds out that Scott is going to try to be the neighborhood watch, which is also funny because Scott is blind.
Well, just
which is very amusing that he wants to be the neighborhood watch, and that's kind of what makes Neil mad, is because he's like, the blind guy wants to be the neighborhood watch.
And Neil was like something
arrogant.
Wrong with him.
Yeah, just arrogant.
Well, and Scott, something wrong. Like, he's got like a lazy eye too.
Yeah.
And like he's blind, and because at first I just thought he had bad vision because of the lazy eye, and then they kind of just like hint at the fact that he's blind.
Yeah, because he doesn't want to walk around with a cane because that makes him look weak or something like that. He finds out that Scott is going to be the neighborhood watch, and in that he decides to go against him to become the neighborhood watch because he feels that the blind guy, his arch nemesis, shouldn't be the neighborhood watch.
He basically just doesn't want him because he doesn't like him.
So they end up going to this, and looks like Scott has it, and Neil decides to tell everybody that they can, with his security systems that he does, they can all get 40% off, which persuades half of the group, and they have a tie. And surprisingly, they let a dead guy decide that they should be co-coordinators because one of the coordinators died, and they said he would want you guys to both be the main head security or
and like Nick doesn't just mean like some dead like
he's in a like a vase. I don't know what they're called. I forget what they're called.
Hey, basically, he's just a pile of ash.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
He's just sitting in this container on the table, and they're just like she's looking at this thing, waiting for him to talk, and then she's like, "You both will be it." Like,
so this irritates Neil, and once again he yells at Scott to take down his lights. They are too bright. Well, at this point, it is December. So Scott, finally listening to Neil, decides that he, as a blind man, is going to go up on his own roof and take down his lights, which of course creates a crowd of the neighbors.
And Scott did it just to make the neighbors be like, "Oh, what he made me do it."
So after they get Scott down, he was told that as they try to get Scott down, he says that Neil told him to. And of course, Neil's defense is now, it's December, why are you taking them down now? Like, I was mad at you in March.
Mm-hmm.
In doing so, it makes Neil mad, and he decides to go out and get his own decorations, does his lights, and blows up the transformer, causing the whole street to go dark.
He pulled a Christmas Vacation and
he
lit up his entire house.
Yes, and he blew everything up. Well, because now Neil feels horrible. Scott was trying to get the upper hand to make him look like the better person, so he says that he will stay and watch everybody's house because, one, he has the neighborhood watch, and two, he's blind, so he doesn't need lights on.
And, like, they don't have lights, they don't have power, they don't have the heat, like...
It's going to be cold, and he says, I have jumpers, which jumpers are winter clothes and stuff, that's what British people call them, jumpers. And Neil matches him and saying, I will stay too, because he doesn't want Scott to get the upper hand on him. Which, in that case, makes Neil's wife mad, and the daughter wants to leave because her dad's not paying any attention to her. I mean, I can't blame the kid. At the beginning, Neil's kind of a douche to his daughter. I would be mad too. So the wife leaves, everybody leaves, and just leaves Scott and Neil. At this point, we cut over to Stacy, and she has now been released from prison, and her family are trying to figure out what to steal because they're thieves. And that's when they see on the news that a whole town has no power and all the residents will be leaving. And Stacy gets the idea that if there's not going to be anybody there, there's not going to be any lights, no cameras, no nothing. So they can't get caught.
And I think it's important to say how Stacy got put in jail.
She got put in jail by Neil's system.
Security system.
Security system that he installed in the house, and that's what put her away for 3 years in prison. Was his high-resolution camera caught her. The street gets empty as each car pulls out, and Scott and Neil become the only ones standing there. They do a little montage showing, the two men of how they're functioning without lights. Neil's struggling because he's not blind. He's never done this before, so he's catching things on fire, knocking stuff over. And while Scott is just giggling to himself, having a good time because he doesn't need that stuff. And it was good to kind of see that difference of the different guys struggling.
The helpless person became efficient.
Yep.
And the efficient person became helpless.
And Neil gets so mad that he decides to order a pizza because he can't cook. And as the pizza guy leaves, a van pulls in, revealing that the bad guys, Stacy and her gang, have shown up. And to them, there's not anyone on there, so they decide, let's go around to each house and see if there's anybody in the house. And this is actually a funny moment because this is kind of when the funny gags start happening, Big Little John, or what's his name? Little Barry. Little Barry looks in the front and doesn't see Neil because Neil's in the back. And then he decides, okay, I'm going to go check the back. And Neil decides he wants to share his pizza with Scott. So he goes out the front door as Little Barry, this burglar, goes around the backside. So to him, that house is clear because he's just checked it. And then Neil decides to go over to Scott. And then last minute says, screw him, because he sees one of his old company's logo in the trash box. So he says, screw him, I'm not feeding him. So then as he goes back in the house, the burglar comes back around the front door. So to him, that house has been cleared. And that's when they go to Scott's house, and it looks empty to him because Scott's sitting in the dark with his back turned towards the window because there's no point in looking at it, and he's listening to an audiobook, so he can't hear anything or see anything. So that's when something, because all of them are standing too close, the radios all echo through each other, which causes a loud piercing noise, which Scott hears because of his heightened senses, which Scott gets anxious but doesn't really think anything of it because, whatever, it could have been anything. He doesn't really think about it, but he keeps in the back of his mind. They go to the next house, and they're trying to carefully open this window, and the one guy just shatters the window, and the mom's like, or Stacy's like, yeah, good job, bud. That's really how you open a window or something? He's like, I could have done that. And then there's that funny moment. I bet you noticed that. When Scott decides to call Neil, it's the Halloween theme song playing, and it just says him on it, which I thought was a little funny thing. And he tries to call Neil. Neil doesn't answer Neil answers, but Scott's phone dies, so Neil's like, well, what a douche. He just hung up on me to be a douche. That's when Scott finally decides to sneak across by very well crawling on, like, crouching. I don't even know how he does it. Like,
army crawling.
He didn't even army crawl. He was like...
Oh, he did the duck walk.
Yeah, he did like a tiny... Like, it looked like... It was very impressive how he was doing this duck walk to Neil's house. And Neil's like, what are you doing here? And he's like, there's burglars. And Neil just keeps going, it's a fox. And then he's like, no, it sounded like a... And he's like, that's a fox. And it does, when the way he makes the noise, it does sound like a fox crying. So then they decide to go to the house, and they see the burglars. They decide then, they run back and hide in Neil's house, but at the same time they're caught. While this is going on, the daughter gets a picture's posted of this, one of the burglars posts, because she's a young girl, and the daughter notices that her dad's car's in the background, and she's like, why is she there? So the daughter texts the dad, but at this point Neil and Scott have ran upstairs to hide, leaving Neil's phone down on the floor of the ground. One of the burglars finds it, texts the daughter and says, everything's okay, hope you're having a good time, smashes the phone. So now Neil and Scott are officially they're stranded. They have no way of contacting anything. But before they were able to do that, they called the cops. The two of the burglars were eventually able to convince the cops that they were normal citizens that live in that house, and they were being picked up. So the cops leave. They're like, okay, you seem like you're doing great. That's fine. We'll leave. At this point, Scott and Neil end up taking down Little Barry, which is funny name play because he's actually a very big guy, but they call him Little Barry because that's just the joke. They end up taking him out, and they run into, I don't know if it's Neil's storage unit or whatever secret room, and Scott starts to call Neil a sissy and starts playing with Neil's ego that you don't want to be seen as a coward and be on the news for home security man lets town taken or street taken over. So they gear up, and at this point they cut to the daughter, and she's realizing something's going on. Her dad's not answering. Something's wrong. They try to trick the one burglar into thinking that they are going to hurt them with a gun, but because they pull up the van, he clearly sees it's not a real gun. They get into a tussle. Scott tackles a dummy because he can't really see anything. He's blind, and he thinks that's the guy, so he just tackles this dummy. They end up getting caught, and this is when it changes for Neil and Scott because they were known as enemies. But Scott and Neil start to talk to each other, and, Scott appreciated Neil only because he didn't treat him like a patient of, you're blind, let me help you. Neil treated
him like a normal person.
And then it's actually funny then, because then Scott says, I did steal your bin. And he's like, I knew you stole my garbage bin, you prick.
Yeah. So I think it was almost like Scott was making Neil mad so that there was somebody who treated him normal.
Yeah. So they ended up, and now, of course, they've had their good moments, so now it's the team up. Now they're going to team up and actually do this. And this is the point where it becomes, in my opinion, Home Alone. They go to Scott's house because he's blind. He knows the house, and they set up little traps because Scott knows the house and he knows how everything works. They end up catching the daughter first by tricking her into the house, and Scott counts his steps and skips a bunch of stairs. But the daughter doesn't know that, so she keeps running, falls through the stairs. Neil wraps up her legs, takes her phone and his daughter's AirPod that she stole earlier in the film.
She's the one that robbed the daughter at the park.
So then they decide the dad runs and chases Scott up into the attic, which Scott tricks him by knowing every floorboard and starts hitting cans of beans at his head, which was pretty funny. And then when the mom shows up, they start losing their mind because they're like, oh god, she's scary. They trap her, but she somehow breaks through the floor like she's the Hulk and just is like, yep, I'm out of there. The dad and the daughter are kind of out for the count, so it's just the mom that's standing because she's just the big villain. I mean, they try to trap her in with from her getting away with his piece of shit rusty car. It fails. They play chicken with her, but at the last minute she sees her own son in the car, so she wrecks the truck. And then right when Neil's starting to get his butt kicked and it's not looking good for Neil, and she's about to use the vase of the dead John that voted for these guys to kill him over the head. His daughter comes up with a bike and just kicks this girl, the mom, right into the side of the van and like knocks her out. Mm-hmm. And then there's the good sweet moment of the daughter did save the day, saved her dad, saved Scott. And all the bad guys end up going back to jail. And his daughter Chloe is seen as the hero of the street because, Neil and Scott did some stuff, but it was more her that did the last blow to end this. And then, of course, Neil's wife finds out because she doesn't know where her daughter is. She comes home. Neil has a newfound connection with his daughter and his wife. And
Scott.
And Scott, and at the end, he actually offers Scott if he wants to have a pizza with him, and they have dinner, and then they cut to
the Christmas dinner.
In the middle of the street, and
with the entire neighborhood.
Yeah,
even though the power's still out.
And then right as they say Merry Christmas, the lights turn on, and it's a happy ending.
So, I truly think that it was a mix between Christmas Vacation, yep. Home Alone. Yep. In Britain.
And what was the one?
In Britain.
Yep.
I saw a little bit of Christmas with the Cranks with the fact that he was always bickering with his neighbor.
Yep. And wasn't a big fan of Christmas.
Yeah. But the main thing was, the Home Alone traps. And the whole, light up my house and then something happens or something. And I'm pretty sure there was even a point where he plugged in and it didn't work at first. Just I wish I could be wrong. But still, the plug in and the
and everybody's like, oh god,
yeah, and everybody's like, it's so bright and yeah.
And it's also a funny scene because Scott's like, what's happening? Because he's blind, so he can't see any of the lights. So he's like, everybody else is like, oh god, and he's like, what's going on? Is it on yet?
Yeah, and like you said, there's still funny moments where he's blind, so then they're fighting and. Yep. Instead of the blind guy tackles him, he just starts fighting a mannequin or something.
And Scott's like, I got him, and he's like, no, I got him.
So I did like the movie.
Yeah, I mean, I like the play on words with some of them. Like when he goes, let's go to the safe room, and then they get up there, and he's like, this isn't a safe room because he's like, there's no lock on this door. And he's like, I thought you said this is a safe room. He goes, no, it's the room with the safe. Yeah. And he's like, Jesus Christ.
And I think it's funny that the security guy has no security on his house.
Yep.
I wouldn't have put it in my top 10 movies.
No, absolutely not.
I still thought it was a funny movie. I'd probably watch it again.
It was a funny movie. I mean, it had its moments. Like Grant said, it's definitely not a top 10 movie. If it's in your top 10, sorry. But to us, as Americans,
honestly, I'd probably be surprised if people actually watch this.
Yeah, I mean,
I haven't even heard of it since you picked
I hadn't. That's why when I was looking at it, I kind of looked at it.
I gave it a 6 out of 10.
I'd agree with that. It's not...
Now, that's also a Christmas movie rating.
Yeah.
If we were talking about, all movies...
Ooh, very low.
5 out of 10?
Yeah.
It's still a good movie. I mean, it was funny. It did its point.
Yep.
They didn't try to do too much.
I mean, I think it might be for me, it might have been a 4.5 because the beginning is very slow.
Yeah, I was also
You're falling asleep at the beginning because you're just like...
I was also okay, there's this grumpy neighbor and we're starting in March.
Yeah.
And then they were okay, now we're in May.
Yep.
And it was This is a weird story. And, like, I literally wrote down in my notes, first 5 minutes, I'm already like, what the fuck? Like, it was so weird when it first started. And, like, I don't even know how that guy is living on his own, Scott.
I have no idea.
Because it's not like he's actually an accountant, too.
Yeah. And it is funny between Scott because there's actually a love interest that he has. And the lady tries to, like, flirt with him, and he just is like, okay.
He's like, okay, bye.
Because she's like, oh, I can stay with you so you're not alone. He's like, I'm used to it. I'll just, you know, what do you say? Water the cat and feed the trees or something.
Yeah, because she's like, I need somebody to water my trees and feed my cat. And he's like, I will certainly feed your tree and water your cat. And, like, it's just...
cat, whatever happens to the cat? You know the cat gets kicked. Because the Stacy lady just kicks the cat in your...
They kind of didn't really do anything after that. But, like, you know, it's not even that this guy's, like, not interested in this girl. He truly has no idea that this girl's flirting with him. Like...
And I think it's one of those things, too, because, you know, you find out between Neil and Scott's talk that Scott did lose his wife, and I feel like that's part of it, too. You know, he does notice it, and he's just afraid, you know, to commit, and something like along those lines.
But I still thought it was, like, you know, the whole point of, like, I liked him bullying me because it made me feel normal. Like,
yeah, that was very sweet.
It was a good, like...
Because, Scott pretty much says, you don't see me as a charity case like everybody else does.
And for a Christmas movie, it hit the boxes of, like, family reconnecting, making new friends.
Yep.
It still had the comedy side.
Yep.
And then all the Christmas side as well. But it was also weird because, like, they were, like, in a cul-de-sac of a neighborhood. But it was just a cul-de-sac that led to a main street. Like, it's not even, like, in a neighborhood, but it was just, like, nice-ass houses in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. I mean, at first, I honestly thought it was the same street as Harry Potter. When I first, like, first scene, I was like...
nicer houses than that,
is this Harry Potter? See this with Harry Potter?
Yeah, but it was just, like, there was nice houses in a cul-de-sac, middle of nowhere.
Yeah, looked, And it was really... The gang was just weird. Like, it was just... And that's a funny scene that, I mean, it wasn't that important to the scene, so that's why I'm not... But it was the mom's like... Go do something, and the guy's like, but I'm in love with you. I don't want to go anywhere. She's like, or no. She tells him to go, meaning go to the next house, and he's like, but I love you. I want to stay with you forever. And she's like, no, go to that next house. Yeah. And he's like, oh, yeah, right. And it's just this weird moment. You're like, what the hell is this guy doing?
Or that the big guy was the first guy to get taken down.
Yeah. And they're like, the way they trap him into this house is they go to the guy that they trapped in the car, and they're like...
Don't scream. But they want him to scream.
Yeah, they're like, if we take this off, will you scream? And he shakes his head no, and they're like, okay. And then he screams, and then Scott turns to Neil, and he's like, well, you owe me something.
Yeah, he's like, I told you he would do it. And like, because it was part of their plan for him to scream and pull them out.
Yeah. It's just a funny... It's a little... I mean, like we said, it's not the best Christmas movie. I mean, it's not a top 10 movie for me. I mean, I'm glad they did it a little bit different for Home Alone. If it was generally these guys just set up traps and take them out, I was just going to be like, okay, this is not good. Because honestly, when they trapped the mom into the kitchen or the bathroom, I did look at what the timestamp was left, and I was like, okay, good, this isn't the end of the movie yet.
Yeah.
Because when I saw that, I was like, really? They're going to Home Alone this shit? Like, just be done.
Yeah, it was... I don't know. I felt like there was definitely things they could improve on.
Yeah.
Or even if they kind of stuck with the whole... Like, if it was like a war between Neil and Scott, like, it was just a movie about them going back and forth.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
because that's what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, but I think they couldn't do that because, I mean, if the American version, Deck the Halls, with Danny DeVito and... I don't know what
I mean, yeah, but if they're going to copy Home Alone, why not do something else?
Because that's what... I mean, Deck the Halls is, they have a feud, and at the end, they lose their family, so they decide, you know, we should stop being douches to each other.
But they did that in this one, too.
Yeah.
I mean, he lost his family to the feud. Like, they literally took those Christmas movies, jammed them together, and made this. Like, how did that car even start in the driveway?
I have no idea. That car looked like trash.
Yeah, I didn't even think it had wheels.
I didn't.
Up until that scene where they started driving, it was like, okay, that car doesn't have wheels. But it was... That's the other thing. that car played such an important role through the whole movie, and I felt like it didn't, like, the part that they actually used the car wasn't enough.
Yeah, and it was just like Scott. Neil always thought Scott was the one that didn't like the car, and
But it was the other neighbor.
Yeah, it was the dead neighbor.
Yeah.
And Scott's, and the reason Neil didn't understand why is because Scott couldn't even see. So he's like, well, why do you care? Like,
yeah.
You can't even see.
Because he was getting mad. He's like, you can't see my... It was a piece of junk. I mean, I'm sure it was a classic car, but it was covered in rust, bad paint, half the parts were missing. And somehow he turns this thing on. But I don't know. It was just... They emphasized the car the whole movie. And I expected something more from it. And I understand that it was like, oh, well, we caught her because of the car. But, like, I just felt like it wasn't enough to emphasize through the whole movie about the car. But, I mean, if you guys look for a new Christmas movie to watch, it's not a terrible one. You guys are going to get some laughs.
There's definitely a lot worse movies on there.
Yeah.
I mean, there's one Christmas movie that, I mean, I've seen, and there's a reason it wasn't on my top 10, because it's absolutely horrible, and that is Silent Night. I mean,
you could be watching Christmas Story, so...
I mean, I did think about putting, what is it? Black Christmas on. That did cross my mind. You know, I love that movie. You know, the guys living in the attic. But
that was already made, too.
Yeah.
Because Within did the same thing.
Yeah.
Which I liked Within better, because they actually showed realistic stats at the end of, like, that it actually happens. Yeah. So, I don't know. I liked Within better, but... Yeah, I mean, I thought about us doing the top 10 and then top 3 worst movies.
Yeah.
But I was like, you know what? Top 10 is going to be good enough. But, yeah, if you guys want to try a new Christmas movie, go watch it. It's got funny moments. Don't expect, like, your new favorite Christmas movie. I mean, maybe it will be, but
maybe.
Not to us, at least. Nick, any final statements about your movie? Disappointed in your pick? Happy with your pick?
I mean, it was a good movie for Christmas. You know, a good message with it. You know, I thought about going with, you know...
Something we've already seen.
Yep, movie that I know well and we could really dive into. But, you know, I wanted to try something new, and that's saw it was a newer movie. Yeah.
I mean, this is about us trying new movies and seeing if we like them. Maybe find new top 10 movies.
Yeah, I mean, what you kind of said, you found a top 10 with the Lake movie. I forget what the...
Cato Lake.
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, I mean, I love that movie. It was in my top 10.
And, I mean, guys, let us know if you want to see us move top 10s. We're tons of top 10s we could do.
Yeah, we can do top 10s of all time. It can top 10s of certain genres.
Yeah, it could be even from our childhood. I mean, we've told you guys we like cartoons and stuff. We could do DreamWorks. You know, anything you want. And you know, we talk about video games and stuff too here. So
you can do top 10 video games.
Yeah, I mean, it can be stuff like that.
Top 10 TV shows. Yeah. Don't recommend top 10 books because I don't think I've ever read 10 books.
I mean, I have.
Yeah, Nick's has. I'll give you like 3. I think it would be the first 3 Alex Riders, and that's... Ooh. You know, those were good. I like those. I don't care. But, you know, just comment down below what else you want us to do.
Yeah, we're always open to ideas, trying to expand this never-ending project.
Yeah. Or, you know, we can just... go through and we can do one all on the Iron Man movies. I'd be fine with that. I love the Iron Man.
Yeah, let us know if you want us to do that, you know.
Or like if you want us to if you just want us to do some Marvel.
Yeah, just do
we'll do we'll just do an episode of like 5 movies in Marvel. We'll cut the rest of the skits and just do like those 5 and talk about them. But yeah, just let us know if you guys have any suggestions. Otherwise, we'll keep rolling with what we're doing. Yeah. Nick's just gonna come up with a skit for 2 weeks from now. That's his thing. He likes coming up with new skits. So
got a few in mind.
Yeah. So, but keep tuning in with us, guys. Nick's. You seem like after doing all these and editing them, I've learned that you're starting to get a catchphrase starting with this.
What?
Would you like to say it?
I forget my catchphrase now.
Keep on watching movies. You say that at the end of every single podcast.
I mean, it is. It's true. Keep on watching movies. Find what you love.
Yeah.
We're here to push you in directions, to try new things. I mean, that's what we're doing here for ourselves, is trying new things.
And we want you guys to do that to us, too. Give us your suggestions. Yeah. There's your top 5 favorite movies.
Yeah, I mean...
Send it to us. We'll cover them. I mean...
Yeah, and if you guys are interested in what our top 10 favorite movies are, or if you want to see a whole segment where we do top 20 or something, I mean, whatever you want to do. Because, I mean, there's some on there that would probably shock you guys, what's on our top 10. But it's because, one, for us, it's impactful for both of us. I know a movie that probably is on a lot of people's top 20 list, but for us, it'd probably be on that list.
Yeah, and it might not be for the reason you guys are thinking.
Yeah,
it might
and
not just be for, like, the movie itself. It might be, like, a reason for it.
Yeah, and I know, especially for me, I like a movie that I can quote. But that's not
completely true.
Completely
I
true.
mean, your favorite is, or one of your favorite is Friday the 13th, and
yes.
I mean,
yep.
Name a quotable part. I mean, I'm sure you can name quotes from it, but something that you can say in a daily.
I can do some from the, like, number 6 and stuff, and, like, the newer ones, like Jason Takes My Hand. There's a few in there.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that comes to mind of, like, oh, if I said that, then people would know it was like, today is his birthday.
Yeah.
Like, something like, but, like, it's not quotable stuff you can say daily. Like,
yeah. I mean, there's stuff in the new one, like, say hi to mommy for me. And then
but, like, when are you going to say that? I mean, come on. You're not going to walk up to your boss and say hi to mommy for me, boss, man. Like,
I'm allowed to say that. He's my dad.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. There's that. Yeah. But, like, you know what I mean? It's not like an everyday thing. So, yeah. I guess that's it, guys. Next.
Stay curious.
Yeah. That's the other one. Yep, that's what it is. I was like, it's something like that.
Stay curious.
He always goes, stay curious and keep watching films.
That's the way to do it.
And I go, and keep listening to us. Yep, because I'm going to slip that in there. Like and subscribe us if you like this, and, you know, be ready for more content.
Yeah.
Nix, anything else?
Nope, that's it.
All right, see you guys.
See ya.